Hi, I'm Nick and this is the TBT channel, and this is another flying toys video. This one is on the Eachine E-190 UH1D Huey. Now, the Huey, we all know the Huey, we've all seen Apocalypse Now, we've all seen Forrest Gump, we've all seen all of the Vietnam War films. We know what this helicopter is, what it's about, and it's an icon. When I saw that this was available as this particular type of model, I really wanted it, and I had to get it. I like radio controlled flying things. Helicopters I really like, and this one, like the Bell I tested a while ago, is gyro stabilized with altitude hold and an optical flow sensor. Now what that means is it should be flyable by pretty much anybody. So let's first of all open it up and see what we've got inside of the box. Now we have instructions, we have a bag of pieces, we've got stickers, spare rotors, spare tail rotor tools, charger, and a couple of sets of tail fins in there. Oh, then underneath here we have couple of protectors there for the controller. That's a nice looking controller. Everything feels to be moving correctly as you would expect it to do. Got a few buttons on here, L and H, which I'm assuming is the rates, low and high rate for fast and slow. Screw pitch with a picture of a landing helicopter, so I'm going to assume that's the auto land function. Optical sensor on or off, and mode, and a picture of an upside down helicopter. Now, worth mentioning at this point, this helicopter is 3D capable. It can fly upside down. I expect that is something I will never ever test. I like scale. This is a scale model. I've never seen one fly upside down in real life. I doubt if I'll be flying mine upside down. So we also have 3 batteries. Now 3 batteries because I chose to get the one with 3 batteries. The reason being for that is I'll be playing with this a lot. Each battery is going to last about 10 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes they say, so that's half an hour's worth there. It's a standard USB lead to charge it, and they take about an hour to charge, I think, from the brief play I had last night. Now, disclaimer, this isn't a true unboxing because this arrived last night. Now it was getting dark and it was blowing a hoolie, so all I did was lift it off, hover it and drop it back down again, then charge the batteries. I can tell you it handled the wind much better than I expected it to. Yeah, it's really good. I'm looking forward to getting it out today and giving it a go, because today is it's frosty at the moment. It's still quite early in the morning here. It's frosty, it's very cold, but the wind has dropped and I'm hoping it stays that way until this afternoon. Now here is the helicopter. It comes, I've already put these pieces on. That's a little rocket launcher here, and on that side we've got a little machine gun. I've already put those on because I'm a child, and because I'm a child and I've hidden the microphone. I couldn't help myself, but look at the detail on that. That is, if you built an Airfix model of a Huey, you'd want it to look that good. That is how good this looks. The windows are clear, you can see through them. They're tinted, but they're clear. And if I just get that bit there, you will see that even the doors open. You've got every rivet on here visible. You've got lights, we've got port and starboard red and green lights there. We've got a tail light, and we've got a light here that shows the connectivity of the model to make sure it's calibrated and it's connected. You get various colours coming through there to tell you the state of play. So what I'm going to do is take this outside and I'm going to fly it. What I'm also going to do is test out a new action camera I got, just a little cheapy action camera, because normally I'd drag my wife along to the flying field, because I'm going to try this will be flying in the garden. That's what it's for, is in the garden. But for reasons which will become apparent, I want to take it to the flying field where I've got more space today while there's no wind. Because I need the space. A couple of the things that I wanted to know about this model when I was researching it on the internet, I couldn't find out. Now, I've got the previous helicopter that I tested here. Now, this one is a little bit smaller, as you can see. It's a bit smaller. They're both, by the way, they're very substantial. Usually, or in the olden days, I should say, the helicopters you got, the E-Flight ones, they were kind of made out of this plastic that the packaging is made out of now. If it hit the ground, the body shell split. It would still fly, but it looked like it was awful. But these are a lot more substantial. I'm guessing that motor and battery technology's moved on, that you can have a stronger motor and a battery that will last longer. So you can now actually have a body that is strong, and these are both very substantial and very strong. The downside of this one does everything. Okay, it goes forwards, backwards, side to side, twisty, all that stuff. It's full 6-channel, very easy to fly, but because it is aimed specifically at beginners, it's not very fast, which means if you're flying it outside and there's a bit of a breeze, it takes quite a while to fight the breeze to get back to you. So I just wanted something that had a little bit more speed, and I believe, looking at some of the videos I've seen, these have a little bit more speed, but what I couldn't find out is how fast they go. So part of today is I'm going to find out how fast they go, and I'm going to use my little GPS sensor. This is what I use on my radio control cars to see what top speeds I achieve. It's got Velcro on the back there, so what I'm going to do is put some Velcro on this, probably on the battery, stick that underneath there, and then I'm going to use that to see how fast I can get this going. It should be fun, it should be exciting, it should be interesting, and it should give us some information that I've not been able to find elsewhere on YouTube. So let's get out to the flying field and find out, first of all, whether you can see anything through my action camera, or whether I put it on so that you're actually looking 3 foot to the left of where I'm looking all the time, and it's going to be an absolute disaster. If it is that, I apologise in advance. You know what I'm like with technology. But let's get out there and have a look. You will notice in the following film, I was wearing the camera on my hat. I have completely failed to find out how to get the video from my hat cam onto YouTube. I'm a bear of very little brain, sorry, but here's the footage I did get. Right, well, I think I've got both cameras working, and I think you'll be able to hear me over the fellow over there doing the strimmer. This could just be 10 minutes of me talking to myself, but time will tell. Now, can we see the helicopter there? Let's pop in there and see. Straighten the blades out. Yeah, we can. Right, the wind, there is a bit of wind. I was hoping there wouldn't be. I was wrong. But we're going to give it a go, see what happens. I'm currently in low rates and what's the thing? The optical sensor mode. Unlock my blades. And whir him up. Okay. Spool up. Lift off. There we are. Now, the wind's coming straight towards me. I'm not touching anything. And he's hovering there. That's quite impressive, because it's quite a strong, you probably hear the wind now actually over the fella strimming, but take it up and have a little fly. This is in low rates. You won't be able to see this on the phone camera now, but maybe on my crash helmet, my baseball cap. This is on low rates and I'm flying with the wind there. Turn around into the wind there. So it's actually I mean, that is a decent speed. I'd be happy with that regardless. So now, pointing towards me, I'm going to pop it into high rates. Come towards me. That's moving. That is. Certainly not going to try it without the optical flow today, because it is just a little bit too breezy. Not confident. I should have confidence in it, but bizarrely I don't. When I touch the rudder, it's moving off, which you wouldn't expect it to do. I think I need to try it on a calmer day. It has got some speed, but I'm not turning the optical flow off. I've got the GPS on the top. It should stay there. Let's get my phone and see if I can calibrate it. Track. Start. Right, let's fly it around on low rates. See if it gives us a speed. I'd say about between 8 and 10 miles an hour maybe. Okay, bring it in within a couple of meters and I should be able to read the speed. Stop, read 16 miles an hour. So 16 miles an hour, track, speed. Let's try again in the high rates. Right. That was quicker. Not only was it quicker, it actually seems more under control. That's good. So let's just bring it back into a hover. Bringing it back. Come on, you bugger. It's a little bit trepidatious flying this. I mean, my planes, I guess because they're 50 quid planes, you fly them around quite relaxed and no bother at all. When it's a couple of £100 worth of helicopter that doesn't glide, let's remember helicopters are not known for their gliding abilities. Get close enough, press stop, read 32 miles an hour. 32 miles an hour, and that's with the I mean, again, just so that you can see, 32 miles an hour with optical flow on, so it will sit there and hover with me doing nothing to assist it. It is quite impressive. And we've got a red flashing light, which means we're out of battery, so let's land. see if I've got enough amongst all that to cut something together. So what conclusions can we draw from that? Firstly, it was too windy. I didn't want to turn the optical flow off. I didn't have the confidence in the helicopter. Now, this comes back to, is this a suitable helicopter for a beginner? If you go on YouTube, if you go on the internet, you'll find lots of reviews of this helicopter of people saying it's perfectly good for somebody who's not flown a helicopter, for a complete novice, for a beginner. I don't believe that's true. Firstly, I strongly suspect that every one of the people who say that have received one of these free. They haven't paid a couple of £100 for it. They've been given it free, and they carry on getting good stuff for free because they always give a good review. Not all of them. If you watch some of the channels out there, some are very honest. Others, everything's great. It is a great helicopter, but it is an intermediate helicopter. It is too fast and it is too expensive for a beginner helicopter. If you want a complete beginner helicopter, buy one of these. It does everything that this does. It looks fantastic. It's just slower, lighter. It will still drop from a great height, flight into trees. I've done all that without braking. That is brilliant, but it is an awful lot cheaper. So you can get started with this and then move on to something like this, which is what I've done, and I still found this slightly trepidatious. Now, we do have damage. My rocket launcher has come off of there, and that is because, I mean, if you've been following this channel, you know I've been doing a lot of flying recently, flying planes, flying the helicopter there. I do get the flying thing. I don't panic easily, but I panicked a bit with this, and I went to reach for something on the controller and I hit that switch. Now that switch kills the rotor. So when you're 15 foot up traveling at 30 miles an hour and you kill the rotor, it drops out the sky like a brick. That was on about the second or third battery when I wasn't filming. You didn't see that bit. So it hit the ground, it rolled, the battery went flying off. I thought, well, that's the end of that, isn't it? But no, all that happened was that came off. So that part is actually, there's two screws there holding that on. There's two screws on that side holding the gun on. I'm a lover, not a fighter. Who needs guns? We don't need guns. They're coming off. I'm going to possibly put me little Red Cross stickers on there instead, make it into a Medivac helicopter. So it's strong. It's not for beginners. It's an intermediate helicopter, but it is fantastic. But if you want to start off in helicopters, I really suggest you start with something more like this, because it's cheaper. It's the same to fly. It's not easier to fly. They both have identical controls, but because that one travels slower and it's less expensive, you're less terrified of it, you will get more from it, you will learn more flying that, then you can move on to something bigger. That is it. We got up to 32 miles an hour with the optical flow system on. That was when the wind had died down, but I don't have the confidence with it to take it off of optical flow yet. I will do an updated one on that when I've done some more time with this, when I've got more used to the controls, when I'm happier and more relaxed flying it. Who knows, I may even try it upside down at that point. Until then, please like, subscribe, hit notifications. I will see you all again next time. Thank you, goodbye.